Why did I pay another agent commission to sell my house when I obviously can do it myself? Let's go. Hi, my name is Marcus, and recently I just sold my house, and as an agent, I engaged another agent to sell my house. Because of that, a lot of people are asking me who is the one that sold the house, why I never ask them to sell, because they're all agents also, how much commission I paid, how much money I make from that property. So today I'm going to do this video to answer all these questions, and then you as a consumer, you can decide whether you want to engage services of an agent or you just want to DIY. Oh, by the way, if you have not already liked the video, do so right now, because I went to check on YouTube. No one does content like this. No one is like me, can share every single thing about my own life. So if you appreciate this open sharing, help me by clicking the like button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. Before we move on to the 3 reasons why, just to give you some context, is the landed property in Bukit Timah, freehold, and I just recently did a major renovation of the house. So the inquiries were insane. Every day I can receive like 3 to 5 calls. Every week almost you can get like 3 to 4 viewing requests. And the sad truth is that many of the buyers that actually came for the viewings were not being screened through. Why? Because today when there's a lack of supply in the market, right, basically the buyers want to view anything. To give you an example, my house, we only had like 2 rooms that are a little bit bigger. There's 1 small study room, and the buyers that actually have 2 grown-up kids still want to request to view. I already told them the rooms are very small, they still want to come and view. After the viewing, right, they just leave and say that sorry, the room is too small. I'm like, bro, I already told you what. So today, right, having an agent is good because every single one of the inquiry, right, my agent will actually give them a call. And I told them the requirements. If the client has 2 kids or more, don't need to come and view. If the client has extended family or a possibility of parents moving in to live with them, no. So the agent's job is to call every single one of them. Why is that important? Some people will say that just let as many people come and view your house. Isn't that okay? No, absolutely not okay. Because for every viewing, we make sure the owners will actually tidy up the house, keep all the loose items away, mop the floor, turn on the lights, turn on the aircon, everything. And they need to cancel their appointments to make sure that they're at home to show the house. So for me, right, I don't want to go through the hassle of showing someone who totally don't suit this house, and I cancel my weekend appointments with my family just to show the house to these people. Absolute waste of time. What I'm trying to say is having an agent will ensure that all the buyers are the qualified buyers, and the chances of closing is there for every single viewing. Because the last thing you want as a seller is to lower your expectation due to fatigue, because showing a house is very tiring. So the agent, just by replying message, is definitely not enough. I make sure the agent call up the buyer, find out what were their previous experiences. Have they viewed anything around this area? Have they offered for any other units before? How many kids they have? Is there a possibility somebody wants to move in together or an extended family? All these things need to be checked. Update to the seller. Seller say okay, then we show the unit. Because sometimes as the buyer, they are already viewing a unit that suits them next door. And their mindset is, why not I just see another unit even though it doesn't suit me? And it's really wasting the seller's time. So the agent has to call every single inquiry. Even an agent that requests your view, you need to call them, find out the exact information. This is to prevent the seller from showing the unit unnecessarily, to save the buyers and the seller's time. Point number 2, the showing of a house, selling your own house is like a very howling person trying to brag like your house is how good, like you're the smartest person in the world. And I don't like that kind of feeling. Why? Because when a buyer comes into the house, I'll be showing like, wow, this is from where, this is from where. And the buyer always say what, wow, the house very nice, oh. And they walk out, they never give offer. Means to say what? When they say my house is very nice, they may be patronizing me. And why do you need an agent? When I have an agent, right, basically all the viewings I'll just get out of the house. So the buyers will sit down on the sofa. They will tell the agent exactly what they feel. They feel that, oh, I think the living room a bit small. The agent can straight up handle this objection and concern and bring the buyer closer to making an offer. But when the seller is sitting there looking at the buyer, right, do you think if you are somebody, you go to your friend's house, you'll say, wow, 你家很小嘞, wow, toilet 不够大, wow, 很暗嘞, wow, you got west sun leh. You won't do all these things, what, like a normal human being would. So today in the negotiation process, you don't even know the real feelings of the buyer. How are you going to bridge the gap in terms of the price? That's the reason why sometimes after so many viewings, there are no offers, because buyers don't have the opportunity to share their real concerns. And during showing of the house, right, the last thing we want is to appear desperate or over eager to sell the house. But it's just very natural that when people come to your house, you'll be very excited and tell them everything about the house. But however, that is just like a telltale sign that you are a bit desperate to sell. So how to find the sweet spot? You also don't want to be very yaya down there, act like you don't care. You also don't want to become like very eager. And when you are a buyer facing a seller that you think is over eager or maybe desperate, will you offer high or you offer low? Let me know in the comment. Now, point number 3, the negotiation process. It may sound pretty similar to the previous point, but it's actually not. Why? Because today when you know that the buyer is hooked, there's always a golden window of period where the buyer is motivated to buy and motivated to negotiate to a higher price. And if you miss that window, right, the buyer will just see another unit, or maybe they went online to see, hey, T-bills like not bad, or the interest is not bad, or they go and buy a car, and then they store this home buying process. It happens, or maybe they want to reduce their budget because something happened at home and they need the money down there. In order to avoid the golden window, right, of the buyers having the highest motivation, you need to call the buyer and message the buyer almost every hour to chase them, to make them come up with an offer. And from there, you need to close the negotiation within that 3 days. With an agent, obviously the rapport has been built during the viewings and the hours of communication regarding this property, and therefore it's way easier for the buyer to listen to the agent as compared to the seller coming to tell the buyer, oh, you should pay me more because of all these things. And sometimes, more often than not, it becomes like a debate. So sellers negotiate for themselves, no, avoid at all costs. Then you might be asking me, is it wrong to make it like a debate? Come on, bro, when you buy a house, should be a memorable experience. So today when you come into a house and you start negotiating with the seller and you feel that the seller is being unreasonable, would you enjoy the kind of experience? Most of the time when people buy a house, it's not just dollars and cents, it's also the kind of feeling, the sensing that whether is this the right house. Most of the time when buyer feels that the experience is a bit weird, they will think that maybe this is not for them and they'll pull out. By the way, I would like to disclaim myself. I'm not insinuating that not having an agent means you will sell at a very lousy price. I'm just saying that having an agent will make things more efficient and more effective, at least for my own case. All in all, the commission was free because I factored in the commission into the final closing price. Hashtag girl math. But jokes aside, indeed, when you are negotiating the deal, you will surely factor in the commission into the closing price, right? So ultimately, you still press the agent to sell higher in order to get your asking price, which the commission has already been factored in. So end of the day, you decide for yourself. If you need help, give me a call. Happy to give you my advice. So that's all I have for today. If you're selling a house right now, be it with agent or without agent, I wish you all the best and achieve all the record prices. And as usual, like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell because we post weekly real estate videos like this. And if you need help in your real estate needs, give me a call. Happy to assist. Bye.